Hello, everyone. Melanie Woods here, and I'm here today to talk to you about some of the things that we found when we were doing our resume template testing in the applicant tracking systems that are new and different, that you, as a job seeker or somebody who's interested in applying for more jobs, is going to want to know about. So, we have a whole nother set of videos that are going to be coming out. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do take a minute to do that now. In addition, we are going to be scheduling another live event. We will answer any of your job questions that you have live. So if you subscribe to the channel and you click that notification button, it will tell you when we schedule those live events so you can make sure that you don't miss them. Okay. Let's talk about these applicant tracking systems and the changes that we're seeing going into 2022. So the applicant tracking systems are getting better and better, and that is good news. Now, I don't want you to ever think of the applicant tracking system as your enemy. In fact, in today's digital world with the internet, there is no way companies and recruiters could keep track of the thousands and thousands of applicants that are out there. They need these applicant tracking systems in order to connect you to jobs and to get you through to interviews. So they do help you find a job. Please don't listen to naysayers that are telling you, oh, applicant tracking systems are the root of all evil. They're not. Do they have a long way to come in continuing to advance the technology? Absolutely. But I'm going to tell you about some of the greatest things that we've seen coming out from these applicant tracking systems and how you can do best against them as a job seeker. Now, when we're talking about these applicant tracking systems, if you're not familiar with what they are, we do have other videos which kind of explain them more in depth. But in reality, what they are is just consider it like a giant filing cabinet, and all of the different resumes and job information for everybody is in there. And it's a way to be able to sort against them and to find the candidates or that piece of paper that they want to find. So when we're looking at these different applicant tracking systems, again, the good news is they are getting better and better. We're seeing lots of little tweaks and enhancements where they're looking at more data holistically. And I'm going to actually show you some screenshots of some things. One of the things we do with our resume template that we do for free every year to give you guys the best tested resume template is we take them and we run them through a bunch of applicant tracking systems, seeing what loads easier, what doesn't load, what are the applicant tracking systems like and not like, how do the applicant tracking systems approach us as candidates as we're testing through the different systems. And we try to hit the big ones, looking at bigger companies, and we do try to hit some of the smaller ones. In general, the bigger the company, the bigger type of applicant tracking system they're going to have, like, Success Factors or Oracle's or JobVite or one of the larger ones. And the larger ones are always going to be a little bit more advanced. The ones that are a smaller company, they tend to a lot of times have a more less advanced applicant tracking system, but even those are coming up fast. So when you hit and you're trying to apply for a job and you're trying to get your data loaded on their website against that job posting, and you start hitting that applicant tracking system, the best thing still that you can do as a job applicant is if it gives you the opportunity to load your data into their system using your LinkedIn profile, do it. Why? Why is that so important? Because a lot of the applicant tracking systems like Success Factors, like Workday, there's a whole huge list of them, have done a partnership with LinkedIn, and they have connected their data in the LinkedIn profile to the different fields in the applicant tracking system. So when you utilize that option, it actually has the data flow in a lot easier for you, even easier than when you try to just load in your resume and have it pull from your resume. So if the system gives you that option, do it. It also, in the past, what we saw with the applicant tracking systems is it was only pulling in like the work data, like your past work experience. I want to show you a screenshot, and this is from when we were testing through the Apple, through their applicant tracking system, trying to see what would load. Let me pull this up for you so you can see it. So this is actually the skills section for LinkedIn that it pulled in to the applicant tracking system when we were using this to apply against some roles at Apple. So that is great news, because if you spent a lot of time working on what are all the skills I should have listed under the skills section of my LinkedIn profile, you don't need to enter them all in here, or you don't need to worry, are they all on your resume or not, because they're pulling them in from the LinkedIn profile. And those all then become keywords. And those keywords, when I'm working in one of these applicant tracking systems and I'm searching for you, I'm entering in keywords like these. So it is a great thing to do it if you can pull it in from your LinkedIn profile. Now, I will tell you, the applicant tracking systems did a definite change that we saw this year. And let me show you, let's go back to that screen that I just showed you. This is when we applied using a LinkedIn profile, and it pulled in the skills that were listed under that profile. But now look and see what happens when we do it based on not doing it against a LinkedIn profile. This, what I'm showing you right now, this is skills that were pulled into the system. And these skills were pulled into the system based on the data that was on the resume. Now, is it as good of a skill pull as if you linked your LinkedIn profile? It's not. It's not as good. It pulls things that it thinks are important. So, for example, one of the things that it pulled here was overall, let me see, there it is, was overall development. Do you see that here? I don't know that that's a skill that I would highlight, right? It's tried to pull words it thought was important, not as good as the skill list that we saw when it pulled from the LinkedIn profile skill view. So do still do the LinkedIn first, but if for some reason you don't have a profile or it doesn't give you the option, it looks like a lot of the applicant tracking systems are getting better about trying to pull those skills in from your resume. So that is still good data, and it does still help you. So as we're talking about this, I want to talk about one other key thing that I saw this year that a lot of the applicant tracking systems are offering more and more. And this is surrounding your cover letter. And this is actually surrounding search in general in the applicant tracking systems. In the past, it used to be that the applicant tracking systems, it only could really search based on the data that was in the actual fields in the applicant tracking system that you did. And LinkedIn Recruiter works this way, right? If you're in LinkedIn and you enter data in your About section, any of the data under there is keyword searchable. And if I'm doing a search using LinkedIn Recruiter, that data, if you put something in there and I put in that keyword search, you're going to come up in my search. But if you do an attachment to your LinkedIn profile, like if you are under the featured section, you're attaching something else that has information and data, that is not currently keyword searchable. And so one of the things that has always been in the old other applicant tracking systems companies use is just the data that you entered in, like here's my work experience and here's this, would be searchable by the systems. Not anymore. I'm seeing more and more of the systems have a different option. And let me show you what that option is, because this is important for you as a job seeker. So what we're seeing now in some of the systems is, you see here, it allows me to search either the resume or the cover letter containing the words. So in this instance, I can enter in, I am looking for somebody with compensation and benefits and performance, and different words in a Boolean string. And it's not going to just look at the data loaded in the system, and it's not going to just look at the data on the resume. It also is looking at that data that is on the cover letter. Now, that is a very, very important change for you job seekers, so much so that we're going to do another video talking about the importance of cover letters with this change. For those of you that know me, I always say cover letters are a good deal. It's the resume is not something that you get to align to the job. Now that you know the power of this applicant tracking systems are going to search your cover letter, here's how you can approach these. You have your cover letter. You asked for the following in this job description, listing out what they're asking. Here is an example of where I have it, or here's an accomplishment that I did. And then you have a much stronger chance of hitting those keywords and coming up in the search. It's much better to have a person looking at you because you came up in the search than the system just ruling you out. So overall, good news, applicant tracking systems seem to be getting better and better. Those companies are working really hard, job seekers. They want you to be found. Their whole sale point to the companies and recruiters is we're going to help you find more better candidates. So the more that they can do to help with that, the better. So good news, they are getting better. I know they are still crazy frustrating, which is why use your network and work around them whenever you can. All right, as always, I hope this information was helpful. If you have seen something new in the applicant tracking systems that you think it would be great to highlight to a fellow job seekers, please put that in the comments down below. Or if you have any other questions, always put them in the comments down below. We do our best to get to each and every one. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notifications button so it'll tell you when we have new videos coming out and when we schedule our additional live events. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.